be fair, it's quite.
Obviously, man's in the motherland in that, man's in the third world, so shit.
Don't worry, I have the experience with my parents when I'm on the phone with them.
This could lock off any given moment, fam. But yeah.
Anyway, we're back.
Yeah, we're back. Anyway, so yeah, before we was rudely interrupted, yeah, man, we was talking about the England's PR job and how they so on job in comparison to us.
Yeah, how it applies to us. Yeah, bro. So as I was saying, Nige, I just think everything we've seen from international football this week, obviously, like, it's good to have football back and everything, but the key thing to discuss on hand, as always, Bukayo. Bukayo. I don't even think I've heard them pronounce his name that well until Bukayo Saka came on, because the same But
like when you made this decision, that's the first thing that came to my mind. It's like, guy, they can't even say your name.
I think as we're talking about, like, my whole grip with everything, like you said, is perception. Like, no one, we're all dual nationality people here, so we understand the balance between, like, home country, motherland, how you balance who you are, your identity, what you love, your passions, all of that stuff. So as I was saying earlier, look, it's not that we're not proud to be British. Don't get me wrong, we'll still support England the Euros, but
of course,
we know where's home first, and we got support.
Yeah, and I think that's the major difference. Like there are a lot of Nigerians, well, a lot of British Nigerians who are more or less British. They're only Nigerian on paper. Like I don't know. I don't know much about Saka, so I can't really speak for him. But I have family in London. I've been to Nigeria maybe once or twice.
Exactly.
And that's them being forced. Like they have no real affiliation with Nigeria. So I understand it to a level. But then again, my third eye done been woke.
Bro, so woke. And also we could speak about our Indian brothers. Indians are probably the most assimilated. I hate the word minority, but in England, because now we're more than them by far in the world. Majority. But anyway, Indians in the UK have assimilated very well. When it's time to be British, they'll be very British. Behind their Indian heritage or the clothes, the sari, you hear about India and cricket. When India, Pakistan, even the ones that are English, they'll go and watch India play England, and they'll support India. So that's what we're doing. And it's not there's nothing wrong with feeling like you're English, but you have to, as far as we do our PR job of showing ourselves in the right light, I'm cool with whatever decision people make. Like you said, people don't have the hindsight of growing up in Nigeria, like, oh, I swear, the Super Eagles were playing, DJ coach about to play. You even let the coach watch the game, the security guy can come into your house and watch.
Everybody is welcome.
It's the one thing that brings everyone together. We all love football. And until we sort our PR out, because now we're getting all these blessings in terms of Nike drop a Nigeria kit, the whole world is aware. But bro, let me tell you that when Nike announced this on the Nigerian NFF Instagram page, no announcement, no link. I put the NFF website and I almost wanted to.
Was it working?
Bro, they have website, bro. Even my personal blog website looks better.
It's better, bro. Surprise.
Federation, NFF. So, but these are the things which we're talking about, this link between the diaspora and Nigeria. We've got this global thing. I like using music as a perfect example because I think
it's our most global expo. Yeah.
Exactly.
It's the only thing we do well. Exactly. We do well.
Very well. And look at think of us when we were in England 10 years ago versus now, where you hear Oliver Twist and you're like, oh my God, they're playing one Afrobeat song.
Trust me. You're like, wow.
Now everybody puts Burna Boy on their track by default. If you're a Dave or a J Hus or a Stormzy, you don't have the Burna Boy feature. Your album's not ready.
If you're dropping an album this year, Burna has to be inside.
It's just the way it goes. And what I find so interesting about the UK is until we went back to our roots and like the WizKids started making soccer, the proper Niger Bedu, where you feel it's from the soil. That's when even the diaspora and the Europeans and everybody else now started
picking up their chests. Trust me.
Now everybody wants to go watch Nigeria. That's pretty good. But the key thing is the supply of the music is now there.
Yeah.
Nobody needs Nigerian label to put their track on YouTube, on Spotify. And yes, we know they're being helped by people in certain places here and there. But the Nigerian music has flourished from the ground. Fireboys on FIFA,
Yeah.
Gamers on FIFA, all these people are there. Now, what do
Fireboys
people
on
do?
FIFA.
Fireboys on new FIFA, Fireboys, Scatter, yeah. Bro, even location, they put on new FIFA. So this is what really annoys me the most, brother. It's like we're already naturally proud people in general. Don't get me wrong, every country has its problems because this same UK that they like making it seem like the beacon of truth. They're about to crash out Brexit, but we're not here to talk about it. But the point is, no country is great or bad, but Nigeria needs to do a good job of showing our true Super Eagles in their best form because it is the main thing to us in Nigeria. It's not like England where they like rugby, they like cricket, they like some people like going to horse racing with the Queen,
Ascot.
Ascot, thank you. We don't care. We want to watch football. Nigeria,
Facts. Facts.
and the Premier League.
Facts.
Honorary, that's why we're there. But until we get to the point where Nike are then helping us, the music is there. Everybody loves being Nigeria. Everybody wants to win. Nike have helped us. They've made us drip. Everything is
trust me.
But yet, we're not showing the true coverage of our people in the right front. We're going to get into it when we talk about Nigeria's team. But let's be honest. The Nigerian team is one of the best in a while. Probably since the Okocha days, in my opinion. Even better than won the Nations Cup in 2013. With Sunday and Victor Moses.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. That 2013 team was a bit weak when you look at it, when you compare it to this one.
Yeah. Great collective. So they were a great collective. And in fact, I don't even know where Sunday Mbah is now. But he scored But look at the perception. Victor Osimhen just signed for Napoli. I promise you, only the people who had FIFA and were playing Ultimate Team and using Osimhen's card from Lille knew what he was doing in Lille. I'm sure we'll run through the squad, and the reason why this annoys me the most is you see what the music could get to, where it's now respected and seen for what it is because you've done the right PR job for it and you've shown it. Nigeria now, we have great kids, emerging team, young talent. Ndidi, between Ndidi, Iwobi, Osimhen, and Aribo, in my opinion, you could build a spine from there. We'll even go.
Of course.
But looking at the team, there is no reason why someone should be looking at, I want to play for England and Nigeria. And automatically, the default in England, even from white people, is how could you choose Nigeria? But that's because there's no information about us. As we were talking about earlier, bro, England, greatest PR in the world, one trophy in its entire footballing history, 1956, when they were still colonizing half of the world. That's how England before the 2018 World Cup, where England played Colombia and Sweden, had not made a semi-final of a national tournament, of an international tournament, since Euro.
Let's not even forget that some are even accusing the Brits of fixing that.
Bro,
well, that's another conversation.
And still needed pens against Colombia. I mean, I love the date, like we were saying. We still support England, but we're here to talk about motherland and Nigeria first and foremost. So my whole thing is, you can't just be looking at a team because they play grade A friendlies and they make a round of 16 and they're the richest FA in the world based on the Premier League. Yes, you earn more money, but prestige-wise, we have to show the diaspora because Nigeria, we're so big. There's so many of us. We're the most populous black nation on earth. There are more black people that are Nigerian than any other race, any other black people on earth, apart from your Chinese and your Indians. So when we connect to the diaspora, we've seen how it's now made a movement with the music. Wizkid sells out the O2. Burna Boy sells out the O2. Davido sells out the O2. I went to see Naira Marley. In fact, the last concert I went to before lockdown, bro, I saw Naira Marley at O2 Academy Brixton. You'd have thought
it was live. I saw some pics on that. It was live, yeah.
It was better everywhere. In London. So we need to. I understand that in Nigeria it's harder sometimes, especially maybe the power brokers or whoever they may be, to think about global perception because maybe you're just worried about fight in Nigeria. But I kid you not, bro, this is all PR. If we handle this thing properly and show our people properly, we will not get to the point where people are looking down on playing for Nigeria like it's not one of the greatest honors you could have in your life. It's literally what connects all of us. Football and music is like the two most significant cultural passion points. And we have it right on our lap. Nike are making the drip, everything's there. But when you go and you see the website coming on, but nobody could. The Nigeria kit is out. I've bought it in England. But you, my brother, in Nigeria, you haven't bought it. inside Nigeria.
I have to manage just my what's it, 2-3 seasons. I have to
They
manage it.
bring the new one. Like, and these things just piss me off because it's like today they showed a video of the press conference for our games on Friday.
Oh mate, you saw the presser.
Even if the presser was all right, they didn't put it on Instagram. Nobody's seen it. Nobody did anything. And bro, you know what annoys me so much, bro? All they have to do, bro. I even saw the Ghana FA account today.
Yeah, no, Ghana's doing bits. They're doing bits. They've woken up to this. They've woken up to this.
Bits. And bro, unfortunately, football is not something we could turn on and off. Some of us are passionate about it by nature. You are, I am. Even days when I want to turn off football for my brain. I know England are playing in an hour. We'll watch the match. Saka debut. We'll see what it does. But unfortunately, we care too much. We can't just lose care. We can't just lose interest. And from the diaspora, where also the good thing I love about us being both in Nigeria and here is we can see it from all angles.
Yeah, we can see the difference. We can see the small progression. Because when I was in secondary school, bruv, they used to call us freshies and that. Like,
everything.
Nah, they can't try it.
Everybody wants. I remember the first time Dave announced on Twitter that he's actually of Nigerian descent. He never ever mentioned who he is. Until Brother Boy started popping off, then it's like, oh wow, people didn't know I'm Nigerian. It's like, duh. And I believe this is all to the whole PR thing between people like say, oh, you're being too deep when you mention colonialism, but that perception that you're is still better.
It all comes down to it. It all comes down to colonialism. I hate to say, like you said, me too. When I have this conversation, I tell guys that look, the only reason we are going to pick England overnight is because of colonialism. Because subconsciously, us as British Nigerians, the white man approval, it means so much to us. We don't. Not so many people realize this, but guy, if England is coming to pick me to play for them, oh my god!
But like you were saying, your third eye wakes up because even let's look at ourselves as young people. When I first came back to England after whatever it may be, when you're in Nigeria, everyone, if they know you're a British citizen, look at how they treat you. Look at how you speak in a nice accent. Even both sides, you speak good English. Oh, you're not just speaking pidgin. Oh, you're from London. Oh, it's like we need to get rid of this mentality. Why are we not? And I love the fact the music is pushing it now, where it was like, hey, whatever. But we need to apply the same thing into the football because for someone to just naturally assume that the Super Eagles are not great really pisses me off. Because you won at AFCON, you play well in international friendlies. In the last few years, you're growing and you're building. If you look at the spine of the team, which we'll get into, as you mentioned, you can't tell me that you cannot see a semblance of a structure. We've had our longest coach now. He's been there for 4 or 5 years.
4 years or so,
4 years or so. First time we've had this kind of stability. You can't tell me that things are not changing and they're not working. Things are progressing because even them striking these deals with Nike about perception and
it's a big move.
But now we need to find a way. In fact, my biggest thing is, as we were saying with Saka, Bukayo Saka, his whole life, from when he was a kid, was probably exposed to Italian 90, which England did not win. England came in semi-finals, Euro 96. Me, all football junkies, I'm sure you too. I'm sure there's countless documentaries you've watched.
I've watched everything. Sweet die. I'm not gonna lie. Sweet die.
Bro, sweet.
You go food the ginger.
Yeah, even you're like free life. Oh my god.
England. Yeah.
Bro. And the annoying thing is we have that same thing in Nigeria. We won the Olympics in 96. We qualified in 98, 94. We were there in the World Cup doing bits. Every time we go to the Nations Cup, we always make the semi-final as a minimum.
At least,
where is the footage? Where is Julius Agawa's monument? Where's his documentary? We all know Agawa because we watched him score those goals and do those backflips. But where is the reference of Saka to know the history of the Super Eagles? To know, look, JJ Okocha, you can watch this documentary about our 96 team, the issues they had, how they banded together, and they won the Olympics. We saw the way Brazil cried when they won the Olympics in 2016. Neymar was crying. Balling. Nigeria did this 20 years before. But
the first Africans to do such.
Yeah, does Bukayo Saka know this? Apart from Okocha, what does he know? When it's time for Nigeria to play, they put the game on SuperSport, but we could get to the point where we start thinking, because in England, unless it's the World Cup, they're not putting Nigeria's games on TV. They'll put the on, but they'll put it on ITV4 or Eurosport.
In the deadest hours of the day.
No, for 10 years, I've been watching Nigerian AFCON qualifiers on streaming. I know no one's gonna prosecute me for saying that, but illegal website. But can you imagine if all of a sudden, the same way the diaspora could consume the Wizkid music, best everything, can you imagine if all of a sudden the NFF just said, no, we're gonna sort our YouTube page out. The diaspora, there's the rights here and there, but let's find a way for the diaspora to also tap into this. Between America and England alone, you're okay. In fact, I've noticed there's like 4 or 5 eligible center backs for us in Germany. So maybe
that's I noticed that too. Bare mixed race guys.
Our Igbo brothers go into the east.
They enter Europe or just spreading the seed.
Akoguma, you hear the names, you're like, oh wow, all right,
man.
Sound a little bit, you know. But you see what I mean? And I think these are the things which, if the perception is right, my brother. Look, if Saka just play for England, cool. He knows what the risks are. He might get racially abused. This might happen. That might happen. But no one can tell me that Saka really knows the real extent or importance of watching the Super Eagles to Nigerians. And
no, definitely
that link, bro. England, little things like squad arrivals. They have a camera guy filming everybody arriving
on standby.
Man. And imagine us with our nice new drip now. We have all the best tracksuits. Just show them arriving. Have a conversation. Put an interview. Put it right there on YouTube. Put it on your social media. Let us be able to engage with the team and know them. We all know Samuel Chukwueze is a baller. But if you're outside, you're not watching Villarreal. You're not.
Yeah, true. Facts.
You know what I mean? Joe Aribo is there doing his thing at Rangers. Who's watching Joe Aribo apart from Rangers fans? Or when it's Rangers fans? So we have to continue to do these things. They're telling us, we have all these new players joining the team. Dezers. Who knows Dezers was the top scorer?
Who is he? We don't know him.
Nobody knows. He was the top scorer in the Dutch league. The same way with the clamoring Frankie de Jong. Oh my God! We call it. He was the top scorer playing for a team that finished like 8th. And it's like, come on, guys, that is incredible. Nigeria all of a sudden have a strike force with you have Osimhen, Josh Maja, Iheanacho, Onuachu, Dezers. You have so many players. But who knows this? And what's even frustrating me the most is now that the whole world is beginning to catch on, you see Ligue 1, La Liga, all their social media channels, they're like, happy Nigerian Independence Day. Take this Josh Maja highlights, take this Chukwueze highlights. They're even doing a better job of promoting Nigeria's PR than Nigeria.
Yeah.
So I just think whatever we could do, which is why we need platforms, my brother, where we could engage.
That's what I'm saying. I feel exactly the same way. Bro, this is bro. You're welcome. Please take the stage. But what I want to say that this is the whole point of things like this. So like we could discuss among ourselves like what we can do in our own little pockets, because clearly the NFF, bro, they're happy with how things are.
Exactly.
But for us, that's detrimental. Like we need to be able to attract big names. And I'm one of those with the school of thought that's really and truly we won't die if we don't get like the diaspora to play for us. We won't die. Possibly,
bro. I agree with you. We will not die. We're exactly on the same page, bro. Like me, I love the fact that Osimhen and Ndidi, you have your guys, Chukwueze.
Yeah, and they're local.
Won the Under-17 World Cup numerous times. Kelechi and Nacho. I love the fact we have our boys. If you see the way England talking about them winning the Under-20 World Cup a few years ago, you will not know that they won the Under-17 World Cup 5 times, bro.
Trust me, a lot of people don't know that too. A lot of people don't know.
All of us when they watch when a lot of us watched Messi before the world, we watched Messi playing on the 20 World Cup.
Yeah. And Mikel, he was there competing with Mikel. They were the best too.
But who knows? So, bro, I'm exactly in the same school of thought in the sense that look, if they don't play for Nigeria, it's cool. Saka,
it's calm.
Move on. But what I care about is Nigeria's perception being right and what it really is. Because
that's important.
The way it is and makes his mind up, cool. I love JJ. I watch Super Eagles in my house. I know what Mikel does. I know that Agawa did this. I know Nigeria always make AFCON semifinals. I know they've won it once in the last 20 years, but they're always in the semifinals every year. If you know your history, you understand the importance of what the Super Eagles means to us and what it means to Nigeria, and you make your decision. Come. There's a guy in I saw some guy, Ayo Akinola, I think some US young international under 20. He might even know a bit of Nigeria. But he plays for NFF, so he's not.
I think he plays for Toronto. Yeah.
Plays for Toronto. These people, they don't know enough about Nigeria here or there, but they might not say, you know what, I feel more American. Cool. No one is beefing America. I beg, we'll beat you for boss. Cool. You know, but the important thing is perception. If you just make that perception, look at Bukayo Tomori. Bukayo Tomori.
Like, dude, come on. Weigh up your chances. Like, come on, bro.
Is they interviewed him. England called him up without speaking to him about, look, how do you feel about your nationality situation? You're born in Canada, you're Nigerian. So in typical white man behavior, they want you to play for them, but there's almost a natural expectation that you would. And that's what annoys me. Because it's just
the same.
You don't know anything about Nigeria to just assume. Tomori said in the interview when he got called up, so we know you're eligible for 3 countries. Why did you pick England? He said, I've already thought about it, but now I've been called up. It's like, bro, it's your life. Now all of a sudden you've played 3 minutes for England, but you're already 21. You're not eligible to change country. You maybe could have become one of the top 2, top 3 center backs. And now, because you wanted to do things with your boy Tammy. Tammy's cool. Who's worried about Tammy? We don't worry about Tammy anymore. He made a decision. Cool.
Wait, hold on. My dad's giving me a call. Just hold on 1 second. I've got a lot to say about Tammy. I'm coming.
No worries. I want to hear it. Super Eagles, one day. Wow. New FIFA. So I'm just cutting up the ropes. Everybody says alarm clock. Oh my God.
Imagine my dad's calling me to tell me that you think I'm playing today.
Look at that right there. No, even me in Nigeria, I always watch England when they played. Jermaine Defoe. I remember fucking Jay Bothroyd getting his debut.
Wow, I laughed. He said, "Why well, was funny?" I said, "You won't understand, but yeah, England's playing."
That's so funny.
Yeah, now, bro, what I was going to tell you about Tammy. So obviously I'm a Chelsea fan in it, so we've got a little group
Oh,
chat,
yeah,
whatever.
that's true, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm not really a huge fan of Tammy. Like he's not my
Yeah,
you
you're
know,
like, not five
it's not hard. He's not a bombshell. Let's
friends.
just put it like that.
Yeah,
Obviously, as the season went on, whatever, I kind of grew to him. But Tammy's dad is a Niger boy.
this is what I
Niger.
was about to talk to you about because I know he knows the head of the NFF. He knows
Do you
Ahmad
understand?
very
So
well.
Amadou Pinnick and Tammy's dad grew up together. They're boys.
That's
They
crazy.
run. They've been in Nigerian football together.
Wow.
Do you get? So Tammy knows. He's well aware.
He
Do you
knows.
understand?
He must know.
So
He must tell him like
do
vibes
you
up.
get? Like I know Pinnick, and I know Pinnick was particularly keen on him because obviously
I remember the
he knows
stories,
his
yeah.
dad. So for him to just turn around and be like, you know what, guys. I mean, we just said, we can't blame him because who knows? He probably doesn't know the beat like that. But
Yeah.
as far as I'm concerned, he should know it. You know, if his dad has dropped the ball there, then his dad has dropped the ball. Do you
Exactly.
get?
Exactly. I totally agree on that one, bro.
But for me, it's like Sammy, mate, you are really seeking validation here by choosing England. Like,
No, 100%. 100%.
like, come on, bro. Like, yeah, fine. Maybe your confidence is through the roof, and you think you're the next Wayne Rooney or Alan Shearer or whatever. But, bruv, be practical, be real.
Like, at least, even if you're behind the team in Nigeria, like, you'll be clear on the field.
Like, come on. But fair enough. No hard feelings.
No
You
hard
get
feelings.
me.
No hard feelings. Make your
No
mind
hard
up what
feelings.
you want to do.
Do your thing. I actually wish you luck.
But you know
Yes,
something
but
that sounds very silly, but I think is a big factor, bro. Nigeria, with all our fire kids, we have not been on FIFA in over 10 years.
that's another.
The
Yeah, of course.
Nigerian
That's
national team is not on FIFA.
Mm-hmm.
That is mind-blowing to me. And I know it's some issue with the NFF that must have happened years ago where someone not give the rights or the contracts, whatever it is. But something as trivial as that.
It's a big deal.
Bro, I was watching a video of how McDonald's decided 2 years ago that they were going to sponsor Stevenage FC. No, Burger King, who are bottom club in League Two. Bro, Burger King put their Burger King on their shirt and did a Burger King challenge where if you score on Ultimate Team with their kit, they'll give you a free Burger King meal. All of a sudden, everyone in the world knows who Stevenage is, at least if you play FIFA. This fire kit. I even noticed that FIFA made variations of our old kit for like playable modes that not directly relates to a team because they knew the kit was so beautiful. They were like, let's still put something like a version. But can you imagine if Nigeria was on FIFA? All of a sudden, someone goes and says, let me use Nigeria. You see Osimhen there, rated. Chukwueze, 79. Ndidi, 84. You have your Ekons, your Semi Ajayis, your Darabioyos, all these guys coming up. Do you know Nigeria's new left back is the starting left back for Porto?
Yeah, I was here.
No, we even have a new guy, Sanusi. He's literally
okay.
this summer.
Okay, no, that's true. I was him as left Porto. He's in some next club. Okay.
Then tell us the left back for Porto till Man United signed him this deadline day. Alex Tellez, Man United.
Oh, so this Sanusi guy plays for Porto.
He just played for Porto this summer. The first time I heard of it, I won't lie to you, was after the lockdown. Santa Clara versus Benfica. You know us football junkies in England. I was gonna get Premier Sports, BT Sport, everything. Show me all the football.
When football came back, who did?
Bro, I watched one game. It was Santa Clara, Benfica. Benfica were 3-1 up. They lost 4-3, and it was like 4 games to go to the end of the season. They were leading the race, so they lost the title to Porto. So I was like, this Sanusi guy. I'm like, I've never seen his name before. They say he's a left back. I'm like, whoa, wait, and he's played so well. In the summer, I kid you not, Porto signed him straight away. He's 23. Northern players like the Musa and Shehu.
Yeah.
Porto starting left back this season, playing in Champions League. Who knows this?
Interesting.
You know,
I'm have to check his YouTube reel.
Please check. So now, imagine if you could go on FIFA and see, left back, Sanusi, right back, Eboyi, the boy, he's back at 20, starting games, playing well. Now, Semi Ajayi and what's his name? Who just signed for Fulham? Adarabioyo. Man City. They've been loaned
City. Yeah.
We're watching at Fulham because I'm not going to lie, things about him.
Yeah, no, he's chosen. He's chosen Nigeria, hasn't he?
Yeah. He even announced. You know the ones I love that they're trying to angle for call up. Even announced Independence Day. Happy Independence Day. I
looking for the call up. I say, don't worry, we did see you.
Angling for call up. But if he plays well, he'll get the call up, and all of a sudden
he'll get the call up, and then Tom Bashiru as well.
Say that again.
And then that delay Bashiru you as well.
Bashiru, yeah. So we even have guys, bro. Like, in fact, do you know what's funny? One of the guys called up for our latest game on Friday, the friendly. I was watching Champions League qualifiers. You know, Arsenal fans, remember the days when we used to finish fourth and have to play Champions League qualifiers. His club, FC Midtjylland, they're the Denmark English champions. They're in the Champions League this season. I was watching the last 20 minutes of this game. All of a sudden, the midfielder just burst from between the lines from midfield, 1-2 with. It was like the game was almost over. They just done the sucker punch.
The last minute,
proper Niger power. His name's Frank Onyeka. I just saw this guy scored the ball. When I saw the goal, I said, when I saw this guy's name on the list, I was like, who is this one now? Frank Onyeka. Bro, when I watched that 20 minutes, I said, okay, don't worry.
Come true. Yeah, he made headlines with that. He made his name with that last minute goal.
And he's gonna play in the Champions League, so we'll watch him. So, bro, like all I'm saying is perception, bro. Like we say, then Tammy and Co, make a decision. We have no hard feelings because Nigeria will always still produce our guys. So, you know, we'll always still produce our guys. But it's more about if we do the due diligence of letting them see Nigeria for where we really are and then make the decision, calm.
I agree with you.
And you know, bro, we're very, very prideful people, Nigerians. So we don't want anyone that doesn't want it. If you don't want to play for Nigeria, peace and love. God bless you. One thing I want to say to Saka, though, is the reason why I was a bit hopeful is I saw a video a year ago of him. I don't know if you know this Arsenal fan, Kelechi. He's one of the guys.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
He was at FIFA, the launch of FIFA 20 last year. And Bukayo Saka was there. So he just said, hey, how you doing? How's everything? Because he knows how to play that line of, you know, the British Nigerian ones. So he said, how you doing today? How you doing? And Bukayo goes, no, I'm Nigerian. Oh,
yeah, I saw that video. I saw that clip. Yeah, that got me excited a little bit.
I was just like, okay, this guy knows his roots. So. And then all of a sudden, when a British Nigerian kid is put on TV, on Sky, because they don't want to upset the Gammons are what I used to refer to the EDL, Brexit FC gang. You know,
okay, yeah, them ones. Yeah, the Brexiters.
So they never mention their dual heritage. They just say, oh yeah, it's always been my dream play for England. It's like Tomori or them guys. But Bukayo got interviewed on Sky and said, it's a hard decision for me. Like, I really am proud of my heritage. I'm proud of my roots. So that's no issues. But I understand why on Nigeria's Independence Day, even though he didn't say Happy Independence Day, he said, I'm glad to be called up because they'll kill him. The English press
will kill him, So it'll be like his heart is in two places.
Yeah. What do you mean you're not English? Are you not one of us? Are you not committed? As if someone cannot have pride of who they are. Since Brexit, and the more and more I get more into knowing who I am and seeing all the things about systemic racism, all that shit, I know I have a bit of a tinge where I'm like, look, stop playing with people that are racist to you. Stop playing with people that hate you. I understand Sterling, Sancho. Unfortunately, Caribbean nations are good at cricket and running, not football.
Yeah. So you don't have to,
It does not make sense for Raheem Sterling to play for Jamaica because they haven't played the World Cup since 1998. That being
said, I do think sometimes he probably thought, you know what, after all the backlash and all the racism he was facing, I'm sure he probably thought, you know what, I should play for Jamaica.
Bro, that's a great point, but I reckon someone like Sterling, if his dual nationality country was like Nigeria, which is more prestigious as a country in football, I agree that he might have made such a decision. Because nobody has gotten the racist backlash in media
like he has,
than Raheem Sterling. This guy had a tattoo. They said, why does he have a gun on his? Harry Maguire convicted in Greece. All of a sudden, it's old news. They don't want to talk.
They want to talk about that.
So that's my point. And my only thing with Bukayo is for Gareth Southgate to go online and say, I don't know if I mentioned this, but Gareth Southgate went online and said, you know how they'll do their interviews, which is what Nigeria should do, where they say, can you please explain your thinking behind calling up Bukayo Saka and DCL and, Grealish? Do you know this guy looked the camera in the eye? Bukayo Saka, left wing extraordinaire, said, well, left back's a position where we have a weakness. He called Bukayo a left back. Then he said, he's probably not ready. Not ready. This is my problem with Europeans. They're so arrogant about this whole under-20s team. England will be fielding an under-20s team where Eddie Nketiah would rather be scoring goals that don't mean anything than play for Ghana. It's crazy. It's crazy. So for him to even say that about Saka, and Saka is still like, you know what? I am so privileged. In 5 years' time, if they tell you that Raheem Sterling, because whether you like it or not, Raheem Sterling and Sancho are the starting wingers. You might even have Rashford. Between those three, you're not breaking them. You're not.
Trust me. You're not. Not at all.
Harry Kane, BCL, Ings, there are enough people up there that Tammy Abraham, he's not, and we've spoken on Tammy, so, it's that despite these logical questions, they would still rather make the decision that does not seem logical. But like you said, bro, who are we? We grew up in Nigeria, so we have that Niger love. When to England, we also admitted that we understand the perception of Britishness being seen as better. Because even us with our British passports, you go to Nigeria, they will say, "Oh my God, you sound like you're." Hey,
bro, and I've been, like I said, I've been this as long as I've been in Nigeria. So even me, I'm even starting to notice. Actually, it's not even through me; it's through my dad. I'm starting to notice the complex we have as British citizens. Like we know we can always jack by any time.
Yeah,
so,
we can always just that. So he says that too. When there's something going
deep,
on,
it's so deep that even we they feel it's very complex.
The Niger passport I have right now is fine, but thank God for music, because fortunately the reason why there's something called pop culture is it just means popular culture, and it means things that push popular culture, music, sports, movies. We have our Nollywood, we have our music thriving, super Eagles in the way. But you have to put the same media out there. The same way someone in diaspora could go and listen to Wizkid's album tomorrow. I think it's coming out tomorrow, actually, or next week. I was just saying Wizkid as for example, and I remember actually
he's dropping an album, isn't he?
So can you imagine if we can get to that point where diaspora know, okay, I can watch Super Eagles tomorrow when they play Algeria at 9:00. It's been crammed all through YouTube. Everyone's watched high quality interviews of the new players who have come to the Eagles. Akpoguma playing for Hoffenheim.
Big.
And everyone's like, oh, right, we've seen the Eagles. Right now, everyone knows the kids without knowing the players.
Yeah, it's mad.
Once we just get there, like I said, bro, and I think our potential is scary, bro. Scary.
It is.
Maybe I'm exaggerating because it's home comfort. But bro, when I look at our team from front to back, and look,
we're very able. We're very able. That's no dispute.
Yeah, bro. You see how we're talking about the whole diaspora link in Nigeria, and why I think it's so important, because it's the same thing that grew our music. And even if you look at our team, we have a nice balance of the diaspora and Nigerians who grew up in Nigeria. But that is exactly how Nigeria works. And a lot of people are saying,
very diverse.
We must fix the thing in Nigeria. And it really, really annoys my gears because, bro, look, we've all been on lockdown for so long. There's no documentary of journalism I haven't watched. There's no, in fact, Africa, I've even watched the ones on our African brothers too. Because, Nigeria, we're very, also
diverse,
I have read everything, bro. And you cannot...
mate, hold on, mate.
Right, bro.
Hello? Oh, yeah, Mumba. Mumba.
Yeah.
One second, Olu. I just ordered some food. Ay. Yeah, gonna be a little pizza waiting for me. So we are wrapped up.
Everything good?
So yeah, everything good, bro. Delivering, I
Yeah.
was bugging.
My brother's even back, so he's
Hey, man, like Kenny.
Teddy
What's
boy.
Kenny saying? Hey, yes, Kenny.
I
You
mean,
right, mate?
I'm all
All
good.
right.
Love to see this happening right now. So yeah, enjoy. Keep watching it back.
man, I don't worry,
A
we didn't.
man, a man, like you don't win Premier League now. It's not easy.
Nah, bro, but to be fair, like going forward, man, I just think we are really in a position now. Like, I think I was noticing even in terms of our moving forward now, going into AFCON, because I think AFCON qualifiers start next. No, we continue them next month. Because we played our first
Yeah. I think we have some in November actually. Let me quickly check
November,
that.
I believe. So
I think so.
these are like the tune-up friendlies. To be honest, I'm not
Yeah.
that worried, but we have to beat Algeria, Sha, because when I was watching them last year, when Mares scored that free kick, that's like,
Oof, painful.
brother,
Painful.
that's another thing about being in England. There, I wish I was in Nigeria because when I stepped outside, you will not know that the world was crashing down because everybody just acting like this going on.
Oh, I was watching this. I remember I was watching that. Oh, what was that? I was in. Oh yeah, I was in Nikon. Okay, there's this estate. It's not too far from me in here in Lekki, where whenever there's big matches, maybe Champions League final, wherever we go there because like, there's
I love it,
bare
man.
guys.
With the vibe, with the
Guy,
vibe.
as soon as Mares stood over that free kick, everybody
We
was on
on
their
you.
feet.
We
all
on
like
you.
this.
Let's be honest,
As
we
soon
on
as
you.
Bro, as soon as
We
he
on you.
entered, bro, I'm gonna start it. I just started clapping. I just
I
started
will like
clapping
you.
because
The moment Didi
what
fouled, remember Didi committed that foul? In my hand, I looked at my brother to the right, I looked at my friend to the left, and we knew what was coming. But that's why we must give them back because
yeah.
they were in our World Cup group. We beat them 4-1. I remember we beat them twice.
No, we've been decking them. We've been decking them. That's why that victory was so big for them because
Bro,
it's like finally they don't catch us.
I even realized that they've beaten us twice, and one of those ones, apart from the one last year, is because
1990.
we played the 1991, and there's another friendly one that we lost. Even though we beat them in Algeria or we drew with them after we qualified for the World Cup, apparently we fielded an ineligible player, so they gave it to L. Obviously, we're qualified. So Algeria, those ones we have to give them. And interestingly enough, Tunisia. This is another thing I thought about Super Eagles and lamented. The first Super Eagles game I ever watched in my life, AFCON 2000 in National Stadium.
Really? You were there?
Nigeria versus Tunisia, 4-2.
Wow.
But bro, think about it. When last did Nigeria play a game in Lagos or Abuja?
Yeah, no, that's another problem. Yeah, that's another huge problem. But our honorable minister,
okay,
Sunday Diary, sports minister, he's just struck a deal with Dangote. So they've already started renovating the stadium. So Dangote was stadium. So Dangote was like, he feels like it's being wasted. That he wants to try and bring it up to a level where we can be having matches.
2003 stadium. I went to the match.
Wow.
Maybe that's why this Super Eagles is in my blood because I lived in Abuja. I don't know if I ever told you when I was 7 to 10.
Is it? Okay.
So they launched the stadium in 2003 for Nigeria to play for you. Ronaldinho came, Ronaldo, everybody, Kanu.
You were there,
bro. And that's why 2003 and 17 years later. Meanwhile, we're talking about all our other stadiums we love from our clubs. They'll tell you Old Trafford has been running since the 50s or whenever. And from 03. And the reason why I think this is such an important factor is it is what connects you to the sponsors and growing the brand. If all of a sudden Nigerian players don't have to go to Uyo, they're going to Abuja. All of a sudden they mingle with all the sponsors, they go to speak Ghana,
and the pop stars,
push people out. Everybody can see the Eagles. But until that happens, no offense to you or Asaba or the place I always see, but Lagos or Abuja, there's no national team in the world that does not play their home game in their capital city.
In the capitals, like come on. Like come on.
England, Spain, Brazil, everybody, USA, everybody. So that's not bro. Nah, I agree.
Did you get? I mean, it's been a blessing in disguise because I went to an Eagles game. Okay, before AFCON. I went to a game in Asaba, and that's my first time going to a game out of the big cities, and I was like, okay,
that's a good point.
There was a vibe, there was like a little carnival. The atmosphere was great. Do you understand?
So maybe
I haven't been to Uyo, but I heard the same about Uyo. But that being said, it's very important for the captain. Like, doesn't make sense because the logistics on my way back, I was on the flight with Shemi Ajayi, and man was looking tired, fam.
Bro, like he's
gets a flight from Asaba to Lagos, and he had to go back to Abuja from there. Like, bro, come on.
And the traveling is not fair. Meanwhile, the same person could get a flight from Birmingham to Leeds if he wanted.
One time, quick.
Like, bro, like I'm so glad you raised that point, Stan, because that's such a good point, because we have to keep everywhere of Nigeria involved. So that's why it's good to hear about the Deltas, the Asabas, because I think the Spanish national team do something like that, where they'll play in Sevilla, they'll go and play in Madrid. But make them think about it. Bernabeu in Madrid is the main coco.
It's the main coco, for sure. So that's one we go sell. Now that one we sponsors like pass.
Exactly. So it's all well and good playing your games in Asaba Carnival. That's nice. But if you give them 10% of games a year, make sure the home games are still being played in Abuja or Lagos, because that is how we continue to
develop. Yeah.
So that's so important, bro. But how do you even think I wanted to get your opinion on, because I think our next real goal as a nation is obviously, I know they've postponed AFCON to be 2022, January 2022. And then
something ridiculous.
And then the World Cup will now be November 2022. So we literally have a 2-year cycle. How do you feel? Like, do you think, okay, as we're going now, is that the aim? Or do you think AFCON first, make sure we slow down on our face, or build the World Cup and just... Because if I remember correctly, you were at the 2014 World Cup. I remember seeing a video.
I was at 2014 World Cup. I went to one match in 2018 as well. I went to the Nigeria Argentina match. That was
no way.
Bro.
We didn't watch that for London. I was watching it. Now that is the closest day I felt to building a Lagos atmosphere in London. So Nigeria Argentina, one of them showed it.
Where did you watch this?
So in Shoreditch, they had this place with this crane, like they're massive.
Oh yeah, what the sports bar? Is it I think I've been there.
It's near Box Park and all their places in Shoreditch.
Yeah, I think I've been there. It's like a sports bar, bare TVs. Yeah.
Bro, when I tell you that this place is like 80% Nigerian, and like maybe there was like a few Argentinians in the corner. People I hadn't seen in months. You know how Nigeria, we know ourselves now. People I haven't seen in months, I saw them there. Where Moses penalty, we say we're qualified now.
Party starter, the party.
That's people were helping us keep our brand. When they scored these 5 Argentinians, their screams were louder. That was the first time in my life I felt like committing grievous bodily harm to somebody. I was like, wow.
So imagine how the Argentines in the stadium felt when Moses scored. The guys next to us, I do like this to us.
I know it,
bro. They were on edge, fam.
And the funny thing is, we play them every World Cup. We always play Argentina.
Everyone, and this was the closest. This is the closest we've gotten to beating them. Next time, wallah, you go beat them.
We
go beat them.
Because that's another thing I think about the diaspora angle of African countries. Because unfortunately, even though with all the things we're saying, no African country made the round of 16 in the last World Cup.
Yeah,
obviously, they did Senegal dirty because they didn't qualify based on their disciplinary record compared to Colombia or somebody.
Fair play or something. Yeah,
but bro, that's our voter. So this 2022 World Cup, you're going to Qatar with the weather. The weather should favor Africans anyway.
Yeah.
they put AC in the stadium. That's their business.
It's our terrain.
And I've heard Qatar is a small country. So imagine if the World Cup was being hosted in London. All the stadiums are in London.
Bro. I'm going to tell you now, bro. Put down your list, bro.
It's on my list. It's on my list, bro. I watched an hour-long doc of.
There's nothing like a World Cup. Let me tell you that. Nothing like a World Cup.
Bro, when I tell you, that's why. How do you think I still remembered you at the 2014 World Cup? I wanted
nothing like a World Cup, bro.
World Cup more than anybody else in the world. When I lived during that World Cup in 2014, I was living in Australia. I was doing my exchange year.
Oh, is it? Okay. Bro, and Australia was there too, and they were doing bits. Bro, yeah, I remember that.
I was watching the game from 1 a.m. till 10 a.m. in the morning. I used to sleep at 6 p.m. every day. I was in uni, so I could do it. So it's not like now where you have to pay rent. Figure out
get to work. Yeah.
Nigeria will be on at 4 a.m. We're watching the match.
We're watching it.
I think Osaze, we beat Bosnia 1-0.
Yeah, 1-0. Yeah, I went to that game.
We made the second round, but we lost to France.
We lost to France, and even that one said it was a tight game against France. I remember that.
Nobody remembers we made the round of 16, and it pisses me off so much. And England, apart from all the World Cup, apart from this last World Cup, it's not round of 16 and quarterfinals. So perception, putting the information out there. You know? But I love the fact that you're one of the people who makes that. Because, bro, I've already promised everybody in my life. 2026 World Cup in America. If I'm not there, I don't care if I have a baby.
Be there. Be there.
By then, now it's going to help NFF.
Inshallah. Yeah, I've heard Qatar is going to be mad. Apparently, it's mad small, so you can drive across the whole country. Bro. So you can watch 2 matches in a day.
No traveling.
So it's going to be a vibe. It's going to be a vibe.
I watched one. Gary Neville did this 1 hour long special doc about Qatar's preparation for the World Cup. When I finished watching it, that's when I said, okay. But you see, it's still perception because even Qatar, the perception from Europe was that they were corrupt, they were evil, all this. But when I watched the video and I was seeing it from my eyes, with my coral eyes, bro, I was like, oh, I want to be there. What?
I mean, they're only being called corrupt because they got caught. Everybody they bribe for World Cup hosting. Everybody.
I'll tell you, as an adult at 27 now, the biggest change in my thinking from being a kid and now is, in Nigeria, everyone is lamenting about the government's incompetence, and they make it seem like the first world is great. First world government is just as useless. The only difference is smarter at hiding it.
Yeah.
Brain is just as corrupt, just as useless. All of a sudden, they're like, how will Africa handle the pandemic so well? Go to punish them. As if Africa does not deal with disease better than them. Like, the arrogance, and this is what I think has also fueled me into my football, because we love football. It's our passion point. And you see that perception trickle down, even though people try to tell you that you're crazy, that, we should get our affairs in order. Nobody's saying don't get your affairs in order. But you cannot deny the fact that Nigeria, as a country, almost does not make sense. They just draw up two tribes, put you together, band you together, keep the North in charge, do this, do that, and they expect there not to be any problems. It's stupid.
It's silly.
And then all of a sudden there's problems and you're complaining. At the same time, we're also not popping in the same way as some Asian countries because we have democracy. Is that, are we supposed to complain about having democracy? No. So I just hate, and maybe it's easier to say this from abroad when you're enjoying lights. I don't know. But bro, it really, really does my soul.
It's a big deal. Yeah, no, we definitely need to take PR, especially in football. We need to take it much more serious. But like I said, this is purposeful things like this. Like, bro,
you know what's so ironic to me, bro? Look at how much soft power Brazil has in the world just because of football. So the point that somebody can go anywhere in Europe with a Brazilian name and accent. The guy might not be able to play football, but I promise you, they'll go to Hungary. They'll at least give him a trial.
Bro, Brazilians have been stealing a living based on their 5 World Cups.
Say your name.
Based on their 5 World Cups.
I'll bet for you.
Bro. Kwara United is making rounds in the. They just got a Brazilian. So now some journalists are pissed because they're like, for how long are these Brazilians going to scam us? Because obviously, bro, because you saw them out with a yard, you saw them out with a car. They're earning way more than their teammates. So so it's fucked. Yeah, bro. And meanwhile, there's one guy. He did well. He did relatively well. Scored 5 goals the whole season.
Wow.
And this guy took home about 45K, I believe,
Wow.
USD. And that's
Wow.
as for a football club is,
You
bro.
see, perception, bro. This shit is crazy. And the reason why I hate when people don't see the importance. You know, when we're younger and people say, the biggest irony of my life is when I was younger, my mommy would tell me, oh, football is just a game. Why are you upset? I realized that football is the most important, non-important thing in the whole world.
Yeah.
The whole world shut down. They say football must continue. Revenue will move.
They're shouting that in that your UK, they're shouting that fans should be allowed back inside the stadium.
Football. Yes. With the moment nonsense stuff, you know. Wow. Wow.
I'm seeing a petition on Twitter talking about, let's get 100,000 signatures. Then the parliament is going to have to discuss it. I'm thinking,
bro, football. So when people now tell you that this thing does not, why do you know, the irony of life is my geography knowledge as a human being is built based on football. When I opened the World Cup book, I saw Colombia, I saw Nigeria, I saw their hair. I said, wow, this is amazing. I saw Italy, I saw the Reggae Boys, and all of a sudden I know countries. There's no place I go to in the world, and I say, where are you from? I say, try me. They say, you don't know it. I say, try me. Name the football club. As far as there's a football club there, I know where it is.
Trust me, me too.
This is not important. And this is not.
If you played in Champions League, I most likely know about you.
Know who you are. Even if you're from Football Manager or FIFA, we've packed your club. We've seen their logo before. We shall know what the town is. Ferencvaros in Hungary, whatever it may be.
Trust me.
So football, you can't tell me this thing is not big life changer. Women that don't hate football, they'll watch that. Nigeria, I've been seeing girls joking on Twitter. They've seen the mixed race fine boys in the national.
Yeah, the keeper, our new goalie.
I'll go follow the Super Eagles. It's so funny because it's part of engagement. Yeah, why? Loftus-Cheek went to the World Cup without deserving to go. Oh, oh my God, Loftus-Cheek! Oh my God, Loftus-Cheek! Why?
Yeah, and they consider that's what I'm saying. So working FAs, they consider all these pieces. They think about it. They're like, "Raw, this guy's good looking. He's gonna get the ladies on board." Yeah, we don't.
You announce your squad. Even the graphics to announce the Nigerian squad on Twitter. You can't tell me that there are not 200 people right now in Lagos that can make better graphics with the lighter green Nigerian accent, which shows better on. You know, I work in advertising now, so these things. Nigeria can even hire advertising agency. They'll sort all these things out.
That's what people are doing. That's what the biggest football teams do. That's what the biggest FAs do. They get advice, professional advice.
Yeah, and then Nike are showing you drip. Nike are showing you all these things. These things do not cost. You don't have to be a genius. Like I can even come and tell them, look, I'll tell you the YouTube parts. Let's just look at this thing together. You must engage your fans. You must. And the irony is that's how you build PR for the players. Joseph Yobo is probably the greatest Nigerian centre-back ever, apart from maybe Taribo West. Joseph Yobo played the whole season for Everton without missing a minute. But yes, his profile online, I watched an interview of him saying he wishes he built his PR when he was a player. We have to give them an opportunity to be bigger and more well-known. All Nigerians know Chukwueze, but in England, they don't know Chukwueze unless they play FIFA. Because England is the most snobbish league on earth. They do not know anything. They don't know Camavinga. They don't know Camavinga. Yesterday.
The Brits were just like Americans when it comes to the Premier League.
Yes. So imagine those same people. You now say you have British Nigerians in England and you want them to know about Super Eagles. When all they know, they don't even know what's playing for Napoli. Look at how big Ndidi is now because he plays in the game. All of a sudden, oh my God, Leicester are in trouble without Ndidi. So that's another reason why I think we're on the cusp of something, because now you have Ola Aina, Adarabioyo of Fulham. Man, apparently he's changed his
he switched allegiance.
The irony of life is I knew Ademola Lookman when he was like 5. He used to go to my cousin's church in Redeem in Peckham. He used to always play football in my auntie's house. We used to always go to the park. He would always just be dribbling. He's the only person in my life I saw, and I said, "This guy go play football. No way he's gonna go." But I looked at him, and then I saw him at Charlton, and I was like, "That's Junior," because they used to call him Junior. You know, Nigerian, everybody's Junior now.
Yeah.
I said, "That's it." But even himself, he wanted to do big match in Nigeria first. Even though I know it's your love. I know it's not.
So from what you're telling me, he's in touch with his roots.
He's in touch. I know his sister Lucy. I know his family.
He's in touch. Okay. So for someone like him, it's easier to make the switch.
Yes. But look at how much easier it will be for the future generation, because now, even though Lukman was very Nigerian in school, in his house, when you go to school, they might still abuse him.
He's British, yeah.
Now, if you are a Nigerian that is 6 years old and you are going to your school, your classmate is asking you, have you heard the new whiskey track? You're standing strong or standing tall.
No, I think it's happening, but slowly, very, very slowly. And then, like we were saying about the all these mixed race brothers, all these Europeans. For them now, obviously, we have a German coach, so it's much easier. So it's easier for them to, like, okay, well, I'm half German, I'm half Nigerian, but there's a German gaff. It's easier, isn't it?
Let's have a chat. I can talk to you in my German song.
So if we get more British Nigerians in the setup, bruv, it'll be way easier to lure these guys.
Have you seen when it will be like? I used to go on it will be Snapchat. You know when you're desperate, anything Nigeria football, you will check out. It will be in the room with Kelechi before.
Yeah.
And it will
banter.
He's the perfect blend of how, no matter how far away British Nigerians are, they are still in tune with the culture because of
like us.
Naira.
He's like us.
It will
He's
be
like us, basically.
Gang. Exactly. And you can't tell me that once they see will be them. I know. To be sure, I will like. There's one for me that I think is important, but I don't know where it's going. I'm sure you know what I'm going. I've mentioned him before. Ebere Eze.
Right, I just saw him the other day. He played for the under 21s.
You see, this is my problem with them. Same way Eze, Saka, Nketiah. Do you know Eddie Nketiah? You're starting games for Arsenal, and the colonizer is telling you that you are called up for the under 21 squad, and you are carrying your big head to go. It's an honor to play under 21 football. Do you know that only European countries do that under 21 nonsense? You either play under 20s or under 17s, or you play under 23s for the Olympics. What do you want? You now put Max Allen, someone Barcelona trying to sign. You're telling him he's good. And then the same.
But why are the players not waking up to it? Why don't they feel insulted?
I think because that colonial, it's still England, we're in St. George's Park, we're with our mates, we're hanging around. We need to dispute that nonsense from their brain.
Validation. Someone like Saka now, for him, it's like, at least the man them who see me playing for England, and it's like, what? Bukayo really went, he made it, he went that far, he played for England.
I promise you, Bukayo, the next round of teams, he'll be another 21.
They're going to pick you, Baba. World Cup, I think they're going to pick you.
And you can't tell me that England don't know they're doing this thing, because they did the same thing with Hudson-Odoi. They called Hudson-Odoi up before he deserved to be called up, just so Ghana cannot sniff him.
You cannot do it, yeah. And they do it for Irish youths, they do it for Scottish youths.
Declan Rice. Look at who are Arsenal fans. Who are we shouting about that we've just signed? Thomas Partey. Can you imagine if Ghana had Lamptey, Nketiah, in their squad all of a sudden, rather than all the people that would rather suffer and play Hudson-Odoi? You have Hudson-Odoi. Are you brothers with Partey in the middle? All of a sudden, you're back in business.
Game changer. And that brings me to another point. I saw you also tweet about the francophone players. That one is a real problem. Those francophone ones. I think that one a lost cause.
In fact, I think we should do an episode just on that one.
For them ones.
And it's funny because when I was telling you about, do you know this diaspora knowledge about colonization throughout the years? I watched one Al Jazeera documentary about the scramble for Africa, about like France and England. You know, France and England.
I see that.
They're the ones because they're the ones with the most black players in their team, and you can see it.
World Cup, they don't win World Cup now. Pogba, that puts boy.
18 people, all black in your squad. But the thing with France that I've noticed that is even stronger is when England left Nigeria, Ghana, all these are countries.
They left.
They left. Leave you alone. France it was crazy to me because there's this. I watched this documentary about John Bukasa. He's this Central African Republic dictator from the 50s and 60s. This guy was so in love with France that he went to go and serve in the French army and wanted his whole country to be like France. What kind of influence is that? Central African Republic.
Oh.
You know that country he's quite famous. One dictator like this Bukasa. He went to go and spend 20% of his country's GDP to do royal ceremony for himself. Stupid. But the French did not tell him not to do it too because they knew how they would still benefit from his stupidity. And now you still see it to the point. In fact, France is worse because at least England is mainly Nigeria, Ghana. Maybe you have your few Algerians, Alzate. There's this guy who plays for Alzate. He was born and raised in England, but he plays for Colombia.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Alzate. Yeah. He plays for
Brighton.
Brighton, isn't it? Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, you see, their own, at least not too many we have to worry about.
Listen, he plays for Colombia, bro.
West Africa. They're taking Senegalese people. They're taking Malians.
Smart.
And that's why I'm smart with players like Koulibaly, Kalidou Koulibaly. Do you know when I found out Koulibaly was born and raised in France? I was so happy.
Same.
Senegal.
Even Mahrez.
Mahrez. In fact, do you know who my number one example is every time? Ziyech.
Morocco. Yeah.
In fact, one of my friends lives in Amsterdam, and she was telling me about the link between the Dutch and Morocco.
It's a thing.
In England and in France that black people are so desperate to be English and French. She was telling me that in Netherlands, the way the Moroccans are treated, they're not trying to be Dutch like that. Because rather Ziyech was born and raised in Amsterdam, playing for Ajax. They stopped. He told them, "I'm going to play for Morocco." But when I then see there's one Nigerian journalist, Omar Okatuba or something, that guy has a third complex for white people. You could tell. Like, you could tell he moved to Europe recently. He's in love with the fact that he's in Europe.
He's married to a white woman.
Yeah, I won't be surprised. You can tell he wants with the complex. He was saying, I will say it yet again. No African player is choosing the African country over the European countries. I said, the Ziyech sleep under a tree. Who did we just mention now? Koulibaly, Mahrez. And the way he said it, you could tell it was rooted in ignorance.
Yeah, of course.
Let's not lie. We're privileged. We're some of the privileged Nigerians. So at least education-wise, we have learned everything, this one, that one. And you know, we're just talking about this inferiority around Britain and the white world. That's exactly something we can say. We can see the example right there. Don't get me wrong. I'm sure he does some good stuff. I'm not knocking his hustle or anything. But this perceived...
No, he's a good journalist. He's doing his bits, but bruv. Yeah. But bruv, he's suffering. He doesn't know yet. He doesn't know, but he's suffering.
You see something.
He doesn't know he's yet.
This guy is supposed to be a premier Nigerian journalist, and he's even talking down on Nigeria sometimes.
Bro, it's sad. It's sad.
Well,
so you can see the unlearning. You can see the length of the unlearning we have to do.
I'm so glad. Like, this is so important. We have to have these things often, man, because
no, definitely.
About this thing. I'll not be ranting on Twitter every day because in my heart, I don't know what to do. I don't know who to speak to yet in the NFF. I found out who the head scout is of the Nigerian NFF. His name Tunde. You can even tell he's clued up. Like, I think he lives in England.
Yeah, he's British as well. Yeah,
he talks about some of the. So here, I'll try and maybe just get in contact. It's not like we're trying to go, but we just want to help our country too.
Let's have these conversations. Let's have these dialogues. How can we influence?
Now we have to do another one for the French people because I don't like me and France.
We will go in. I'll bring a list.
France are now
bring a list of man.
We have to. France have reached the point of being sensible. They are now they go past sensibility. They are now just holding African players, holding all of them. And for some reason, there's some brainwashed thing in France that I'm trying to understand that makes them want to be French so bad. Because Abdoulaye Doucouré turned down a call-up for Mali. Abdoulaye Doucouré.
And man's like what? He's like 25, 26? Like, bro,
France are not going to call you up. Even if they do, you're not going to go to a World Cup.
Like, mate, come on.
Here's the one I saw that really blew my mind. There's some rubbish player in Leicester, Nampoli Mendy.
Okay, yeah. He's like right back or something, yeah.
They asked him if he wants to play for, I'm not sure if it was Senegal or Mali. The guy said he couldn't have been Senegal. Senegal have ballers. Senegal have Koulibaly.
Those ones are not begging. They're not begging at all.
Yeah, they're not worried about Senegal are active. They're like us. This guy said, I was born and raised in French. My whole family's French. I feel French. In my mind, I was just like, hey, God, I hate Emiti Badje. Well, that's why you see a lot of them francophone dons. They're always relaxing their hair.
Yeah, blood. Yeah.
Proximity to Oibo, they must be so. And it my gaze because you have to respect what you are, and it's not like you don't have shit popping for yourself. Premier League wasn't it just last season? The season before, all the top scorers, Salah, Mane, Aubameyang, all African,
and they were carrying the flag.
When AFCON comes around, Arsenal were in Super, Aubameyang, Pepe, Partey, everybody's going for their country. So,
Partey as well. Yep.
Bro, so, but can you? Why is it that CAF are not now negotiating deals that says, look, Europe, whether you like it or not, you have to watch us because your star players play for our countries. Put this thing on ITV2.
Sky Sports, what are you doing? Come on.
Diaspora. Between the Algerians, the Ghanaians, the Nigerians, there's enough of us all over America, England that want to watch AFCON properly. Not just on Europe.
And the lack of coverage or the lack of preferred coverage is affecting the perception of the football. Because when people talk about AFCON, they say, oh, the level is this, level is that. I'm thinking, yeah, you don't watch it. You clearly don't watch AFCON.
Nobody watched Madagascar do what they did last year. In fact, you're so right because, bro, it reached the point where, because AFCON used to be on during the Premier League, because of this weird English arrogance, rather than them even thinking, wait till our star player is going to represent their country. The same way if it's England, they will say, oh, 3 Lions. They'll be saying, oh my God, this country, this team is worried. Their star player is going to the AFCON and is going to miss 5 games. Why not change the message and mention how he's defending his country's colors? And it means more to him than your flimsy. He'll
come back. Like
your trophies. Drogba, Mikel, they're all gone. They're going to go play football because it means more. In fact, do you know, I'm ashamed to say, do you know how long it took me before I realized Didier Drogba was born and raised in France? It took me so long, bro.
Me too. No, me too. Bro, I'm not gonna lie. I just found out. When he went back and when he's running for election and they're talking about, bro, he's French. I'm like, Drogba is actually a French bubble.
I found out this year or last year too. So but look how he defended his colors. Would you have ever known?
Guy, if you are playing for France, his legacy will not be what it is.
He won that award in the Champions League group stage. They said the presidential award or something for what he's doing in Côte d'Ivoire.
Yeah.
Zaha will never be loved in this country the way that
exactly. Now he was smart. He made that decision quick. I love that. I love Zaha for that. He made that decision quick.
Time said, "Fuck you, man. I'm gone." And look, like I said, if this thing is an equal, fair ground, I don't think some of our grammar will come across like we're being harsh against England because, look, there's parts of England we love. There's parts of our British identity we like, and we probably even might indulge in. I like going to the pub sometimes. I'm not, but when it is an equal perception, then we will give you the equal coverage of even England. Until you do us right in Nigeria, we have to speak in these words because unfortunately,
Bro, no, it's highly important because me, I went to primary school in London. Fam, bro, we used to play blacks versus whites. We used to.
Yeah. I can imagine. It's just
we used to. It's just a norm. Obviously, you grow up, you now become a bit more integrated. So obviously you want the white coaches to be impressed with your performance. So you start to pander. You start to try and play like them.
Always pander. Always. In fact, I'll be honest with you, until my real awakening, because people always joke that I'm more Nigerian than ever, but it's not that I'm not. I've always been proud of my Nigerian identity, but even all of us, based on society or society's values, we all have eureka moments where we realize we have to tap into who we are even more or even more strongly. Environment makes it easier. It's why we study sociology. Your environment makes it. There's a reason why in Nigeria, no matter how successful you are in certain places, you still call somebody Oga, sir, good evening. But you'll be talking to your CEO that is a billionaire. You call him Jerry. How's it going, Jerry?
Trust me.
It's about what is important. What is important? We have to do this for ourselves. They will not do it for us. Look how Nigeria released their kits. We know Osimhen. We know Ndidi is playing. We know that there's always new things. There will not be one piece of coverage. So we have to create it for ourselves.
You have to do it, man.
Instagram Live, and then the feed cuts off 5 times when the Nigerian media officer is interviewing Akpoguma. Bro, we could have come up with better questions for Akpoguma than this guy.
Guy.
Bro, I have 10 questions in my head. That would have been
the most basic questions, bruv.
what Nigerian food do you eat? Who gives a fuck?
Like,
brother. And anyway, and then you so how do you feel about your phone? Okay, look at this thing, the anthem. You're Nigerian, we embrace you. You've chosen to play for Nigeria. You're probably one of the best centre-back options we could have now because you play for Hoffenheim. You'll probably end up in the top 6 in Germany. You've started playing games. You got your from Germany where you've learned all about the tactical side of the game.
And apparently he was captain. He was captain for the under-21 side.
Rather than arguing about bullshit, embrace the greatness. Akpoguma's there. I watched Chelsea play against West Brom when Semi Ajayi was running against, oh my God, was it Chelsea? Semi Ajayi looked like Ronaldo. I said,
nah. Semi. Obviously, that result burned me, but I was clapping all through. He was bowling.
All of a sudden, you got Akpoguma, you got Adarabioyo coming, you got Balogun, you even have them Torunariga who still think they're more German boys. Cool.
Yeah.
Checking these guys' Instagram. When Burna Boy drops an album, they call themselves
They're there.
Because they're finally finding things that connect them to their roots. No matter what, Germany will never be able to connect the Nigerian closer to Nigeria than England. Because England...
I can't imagine that mindfuck, being half German, half Nigerian. Oof.
Yeah, it's weird. It's not as common as England. There's at least 1 million Nigerians in England. But no one can tell me.
Yeah, no, facts. Go to Peckham.
Bro, they tell you to not be here. You're not going nowhere. When you're colonizing our land all those years, you don't know the effect.
You know, don't mind them.
So that's my whole thing. Like, it's just perception. And once we get that shit right, bro, honestly, I just think, look how everybody still talks about Ghana's 2010 team. That is why we have to realize the value of, look, let's sit down. We have the players now. We have this. Greno Rowe, the reason why he's been kept on despite his shambolic World Cup performance is because more stability. There's something with this is linked where the players clearly respect him or trust him or know that the right babies to the right people. He gave Osimhen before Osimhen was being spoken about. So we have to do these things and use it the right way. You know, and once we keep going, bro, I'm telling you, I think the future is so bright. Don't get me wrong, we might lose sometimes because I think Senegal are just as strong as us, to be honest. Especially Senegal, because they have real star power. Like Bayern, Idrissa Gueye, what's that guy? Koulibaly, even Chelsea's keeper now is fucking Senegalese.
Yeah, Senegalese, yeah.
So when we look at teams, and then you go Algeria, Benacer, Mahrez, like we keep going. So someone like Hossein Mawar would rather play for France.
I saw the Algerian media already said, okay, bye-bye, we're not covering you no more. Cheers, mate.
Oh, bro, that's how it should be, because once you've had a Mahrez choose to defend your colors, look at when Mahrez scored that goal against Nigeria. Look how he celebrated. Did that look like he was born and raised in France?
Tell me you saw the video clips from Algeria. How they celebrated.
Bro, even in London, the Algerian community, they put their flares somewhere in North London.
I bet Edgware Road must have been lit.
Bro, but that's what we mean about when we try to explain this perception versus passion. At least in Bukayo, nobody will call you nigger. Nobody will abuse you. They might be angry something like Yakubu. But Bukayo, look how he will be on every advert in Nigeria. Somebody tell Bukayo about the possibilities, the potential. He would rather be 18-year-old in the fringe of England team. But And the truth is, like you said, we wish them well. But Nigeria, we're the same. Good riddance, bro. We don't need.
Yep.
We're too good of a nation, and we have enough good players and drip and everything going for us to be lamenting all the time.
To be begging, man.
My annoyance is because our perception is not where it needs to be, which is why I'm still lamenting. But once we get it there, look, by God's grace, maybe in 2 years' time, when we know, okay, we have podcast platforms, YouTube platforms, social media platforms, we're covering Nigeria all the time. We're even able to get podcasts where Osimhen is our guest this month and Didi's our guest next month. There's already a direct line of communication where we're speaking to these people and we're building their PR or doing their angles. You will see now, even the more people know these players and more people follow will change. Because Oyibo journalists cannot relate to Osimhen like we can.
Exactly.
Never.
Exactly.
And diaspora link where you even understand England, you understand Nigeria. You could ask him the questions. It's not just you love Nigeria. How about the food now? Yeah.
Like, come on. So yeah, like I said, so this is the reason for platforms like this, because like I would love to get to a level where people like I don't know, this Kevin Akpogu guy can come on here and chat to us.
Bro,
come on here, let's chat, bro. Let's chat to you about Nigeria. Let's put you on, brother.
Even the NFF scout, Adela Kun. How many people in Nigeria?
Thank you. This is
I watched this podcast. It's called the Beautiful Game Podcast. These three black brothers, British. They did one interview with Ebere Eze, and everything changed because all of a sudden, all the white Oyibo journalists, all the questions they could never get Eze to say or feel comfortable talking about. These three brothers on a platform just like us, like you said, exactly. Talking to him like, how does it feel from South London? We know where you grew up, bro. Look at you now. Like, talking to him like a human. And when I told him, they spilled so much shit that all of a sudden, all the national media press carried everything. Give you your source, your credit. So they say source, the Beautiful Game Podcast. All of a sudden, Ademola Lookman wants to be on this platform. Reece Nelson wants to be on the platform because he could speak to them in a way where they could connect. They could have a conversation. And I'll be with you, bro. I think we are the perfect candidates for this kind of thing in Nigeria, people. We watch football. We know what's happening. We know what's happening in Denmark. We know Eduque signed for CSK Moscow, scored in the derby. We know he's just started finding his feet, but we know he was great for Herenveen last year. We could ask him, hey, Chidera, wow, amazing. What made you go to Russia? What was the inspiration? Did you choose CSK because of the legacy of Nigerians? How do you find the route? Do you think you want to play European football and then maybe get more exposure? There's so many important questions you could ask these brothers and things that will make them feel comfortable. Okay, brother, how do you feel right now where you see the way our music is popping off? Do you think it's changing our perception in Europe? What do you think we have to do to continue to build? All right, share with us your social media. Let's make sure we put it all over the platforms. I ain't just sleeping.
Just the basics.
That's true. I wish I'd not. Let me not swear for myself. Wrong. I wish I was rich enough that I don't have to work right now and I could just focus my mind on this thing with Nigeria. Because it has reached the point where I won't lie to you, I'm so passionate. I can't help myself. Anything NFF, we must push. Camera. But obviously with work, you still have life to live. You want to watch my
of course.
But we have to get this shit jumping, my brother. Like, this has been fantastic, by the way. Thanks for reaching out.
May, bruv, you're the perfect candidate, and I had a feeling you would be. So, yeah, like I said, let's make this frequent as possible.
Bro.
I don't know.
We'll sit down, bro. We'll plan everything. Don't worry.
I think we can do a next one probably after the next game. We'll just review the games.
Yeah, after
collectively. Yeah. So and then we'll take it from there. Magic. And you say something about music podcast, bro. Do it, bro. Do it, bro.
Get this shit jumping. So basically, everybody always say, because obviously I'm always talking about music, VibesPatron, whatever, music website. So everyone should be like, Oli, you always talk about music. You should start a podcast. But this was 4 years ago, before podcasts really boomed.
Okay.
You lose, you lose. So on that one, lose.
Fair enough.
But this Nigeria one,
you're not done it.
More than me and you. It is for everybody. It's for Nigeria. The ones in America, Canada, Ghana, Europe, Germany. Let's call them Europe. They call us Africa. Yes. The Asian
Trust
ones,
me.
right? The ones in Australia,
Trust me.
find a way
Trust
to
me.
get home. And if you can
Trust me.
we push this shit out, you're seeing what's happening. In fact, now I follow all the accounts that do all this shit. But you can't tell me that we cannot speak to these people the right way and push out content talking about Nigeria. In fact, the whole idea of even going forward, which we'll speak about, there's no week we can't just jump on and talk about how our African ballers have done in Europe each week. Even
So there's a next brother I'm talking to about that as well. That's his own P. So he says he's gonna be free later after the international fixtures. So I'm gonna get him on board. We're all gonna chat. We're gonna do this frequently, bro.
We have to. We'll chat anyway. You know how we do now.
My G.
We're not talk in a while, but vibes the respect.
I think the last time we saw we're both fresh outside someone's party. I can't remember.
Bro, that was a good time, man. It was. We keep pushing, man.
My G, thanks for this one.
Up Super Eagles always, man. We move.
Up Eagles. All right, bro. We'll talk.
Love my bro.
Safe, G.
We'll watch the match. We'll round up the game anyway and see what goes.
Yeah, brother.
Love,
all
bro.
the best.
Take care.